Welcome to Clawback USA. We have an important message of hope for our country. But before we talk about that hope, let me ask you how you feel about America today. We've polled hundreds of people, and most think we have some serious problems. From COVID-19 to a reeling economy, to protests and riots, and vastly divided political extremes as we lead up to perhaps the most contentious presidential election ever. Many people wonder about our future. Just when it seems there are no good answers, there is one possible solution. What if we could return to the very roots of good government? Would you support such a movement? Would you vote for candidates who signed a public pledge to help stabilize America? And that raises the question, if we need to stabilize America, where did we go wrong? It started over 100 years ago. In the early 1900s, like now, Congress and the President had deep differences over the direction of our country. The President at the time took the first steps to simply take power from Congress. This started 100 years of one president after another creating government agencies that were under their control, executive orders that bypassed the authority of Congress, and an escalation of power to the President. Congress was supposed to be a check and balance against the power of the President. Congress is now so weak and ineffective that the leaders of both parties try to hoard what power they have, and they fight over their inability to get things done. The time has come for Congress to claw back its lost power from the executive branch. The key to solving this situation is surprisingly easy. It only takes a surprisingly small coalition of wise elected officials to support one single, simple change. As few as a dozen or maybe 20 newly elected representatives can make this change, which is why your vote counts tremendously. This is the simple change, to choose a fair-minded speaker with rules that empower Congress. But it takes a majority of votes to elect a speaker. So if a small coalition of representatives, ideally including representatives from both parties, if that coalition refused to vote the party line, then they would force the House to consider other choices for a speaker. It must happen. As a matter of fact, it has happened before. Throughout our history, there were 8 other times when a coalition of representatives from different parties affected the election of a speaker. And that's where you come in. At Clawback USA, we're building this coalition of candidates. The members actually sign a pledge, the Clawback USA Pledge, to seek out a wise speaker and change the rules for how the House operates. Further, Clawback USA pledgees promise to take back the historic powers of Congress and rebalance the powers of our government. There are many more changes this small coalition can accomplish. We'll explain those in a webinar. Be sure to sign up at the end to be invited to this detailed webinar. But again, this is why you and your friends and family can make a difference. It can be done. We ask that you support candidates that sign the Clawback USA Pledge. They are the coalition for our time. They will help change Congress and heal America. Here are specific steps you can take to help. First, share. If you agree with our desire to restore good government and unite the country again in peace, you can begin by liking and sharing this message with your friends and family on social media and promoting our website, clawbackusa.org. Second, understand how contributions to politicians work. In today's world, money to advertise and get the message out is what it takes to get a candidate elected. Every dollar helps, and we hope to raise an army of supporters for candidates through micro-donations of $5 to $199. Of course, you may make a larger contribution to Clawback USA today that we can use to support all candidates who sign the pledge and recruit more candidates and supporters who will build this coalition. This is grassroots support, and many small donations create a mandate for change. Next, learn more. If you want more information on the particulars of our plan, see our full webinar at our website, clawbackusa.org. And finally, join our team. At the very least, click on the Join Us link below to begin receiving our educational posts and announcements. Become part of the Clawback USA movement today. Thank you.